are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Coming up, an important divisional round matchup in the NFC between the Carolina Panthers and the Los Angeles Rams. The first of 4 berths in the conference championships on the line here as divisional weekend in the NFL is underway. On 1st and 10, Stafford. That's out to the flat for Akers. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game. And you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
To throw again on 2nd down. Stafford. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. Well, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. A big connection on that one. 32 yards.
We expected this defense to be tested by this passing game coming into this one. And there's an example on this first possession of the game.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. They'll run here with Raymond Calais. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
At the 37-yard line.
Stafford. He'll check this down to Akers out of the backfield.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already into field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose. Here's Stafford. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Pete Werner coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. Gay's kick is good. Every possession in the postseason magnified. And look, it's just the opening drive. They didn't get the touchdown they wanted, but at least they got on the board.
They got on the board. They've got their home crowd into it as well. And remember, in the playoffs, the game slows down a little bit. So every point is precious.
On 1st down, Darnold. He'll dump this one off to Hubbard. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody covered. Oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice 1st down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on 1st down. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down. So, Charles, first drive here, little safe completion underneath, maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
I agree, and I like it because it's a lot like a basketball game when you're getting started and you pass the ball around so everyone touches it early and gets involved in the game. In this case, it's not just dumping it to a back and he's able to run with the ball, but you get your offensive linemen involved because they get to get out and run and hit people in the open field. Everyone getting their feet wet early.
The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Here's the first carry of the game for Cam Akers. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep. And on the first play, they gave up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on first down. That's what they talk about us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run.
2nd down, they'll go with Akers again. And he'll take this one up to about the 13. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. He'll get this to Akers out of the backfield. So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Fielded at about the 28. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They trail here early in this division round game as they seek a spot in the NFC title bout. A throw left side to start out. That's complete. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
A good gain on first has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Now Darnold. He's going to air one out for Anderson. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's Quentin Dunbar with a pick. And the Rams are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside the quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where is he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
After the interception, here's Stafford. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 3-0 after one on EA Sports. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Now Stafford. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll make it a second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Off the fake to Akers. Here's Stafford. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by J.C. Horn. And the Panthers are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before. Didn't happen to get it completed in this case.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. The result's not great thus far. A punt on the first drive and an interception last time out.
And let's face it, every team wants to come out on the field and play with some confidence, play with some tempo, play with some rhythm. And when you're making those types of mistakes, you're not getting any of that put together.
So what do you say, time to get back to the basics for them?
In a lot of ways, yes, but the biggest one, of course, is finding people who will take care of the football and make a few plays. You've got to have a drive now that calms down the entire team.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Darnold will hand off to McCaffrey. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
A first down throw, Darnold. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one, or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
32.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He'll dump this off to Akers. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover it before he gets going?
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Stafford. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Thus far, they have been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
Meanwhile, Stafford's throw, it's complete into the hands of Higbee. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They'll try and run for this with Akers. And Akers, he is not going to get there. They mark him short of the first. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
It's 4th down.
They snap it to Stafford. He finds Robinson. And they'll get this down to the 10.
What an excellent end result for them. But let's go back to the decision, first of all, to go for it all on 4th down. A lot of pressure on the quarterback's shoulders, but they knew he could handle it. Makes the right read there, gets the ball to his receiver. They get the 1st down. It's now 1st and goal.
This will be the first red zone opportunity now for the Rams. They've got a 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. They'll run here with Akers. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Back to throw, Stafford. They'll set up the screen to Calais. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively, and the key to any screenplay is space to work, and there was none to be found there, and they tackle it for just a short gain.
Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Here's Akers. They try and run. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Only able to pick up a yard, and that's going to leave him with a long 4th and goal.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And Gay knocks this one through. And they're able to double their lead just before half. It's 6-0. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination.
And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. This is McCaffrey on the give. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. From his end zone, 3rd and long for Darnold. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
There's a lot about that play you can easily see coming. Backed up in the shadow of their own goal line, you know they're going to face pressure.
He's lucky his arm was going forward. It was close, but it was going forward.
Yeah, it could have been a safety or even given up a defensive touchdown.
Now Austin. Sheds him off at the 45. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. And that'll go as a 57-yard punt with a return of 12. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And with great starting field position and 1 timeout in their pocket, they could still come away with points here in the late going. On 1st down, it's Stafford. Going up top for Kupp. And that is incomplete.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now Stafford. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
On 3rd down, here's a run by Akers. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
It's 4th down.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And it's taken in at the 9. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And we'll see what they opt to do with just 14 seconds remaining until intermission. A play fake, and it's Darnold. Steps away. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And Darnold going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked off at the 28. Well, Charles, you know, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
A final shot before the break. Stafford. Flush to his right. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And got his man complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC Divisional Round matchup as we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Both these teams, no doubt, making their final adjustments as we speak. Which of these two teams is going to advance to the NFC title game next Sunday? To find out, let's get you back to Brandon Guy.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And, Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest. But now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering, how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive, it'll be an important one for them to give them a little jolt of confidence moving forward.
Now a deep ball going to be caught here near midfield. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A big play that time through the air. 34 yards.
A lot of running backs in the passing game, they're just used to check it down to them or maybe dump off passes. But this guy, they use him to stretch the field, don't they?
He stretched it right there, turned it into a really nice game. On first down, it's Darnold. He's got a man. That's Marshall. A gain of 6 there on first.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
On second down, McCaffrey. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. This is going to be incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th. They snap it. They're going for it. Here's Darnold. There's Tremble, the tight end. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 19. And the return will stop right around the 25. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Now it's Stafford.
That's into the hands of Jacob Harris.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there finding him in stride for really good yardage.
Stafford on 1st down. He gets it complete to Harris. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
They'll run on 1st down with Akers.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
52's the mark, boys. 52. Hey, 22. 52. Hey, easy. Stay 50.
On 2nd and 12, Stafford. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
But plain and simple, that's the 2nd time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm is just off? He's got thrown off. He's got to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford.
Looking underneath, he's got Akers.
And he's not going to sniff the 1st down here. He stopped at the 25. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down. Gay's kick is good. And that will make our score 9-0.
So they're able to build on things here with a field goal. But the question is, how much longer can they really rely on their defense to pitch a shutout?
That's a great question, because the guys on the other sideline are saying, give us the ball. We want another shot at this. So, yes, tight game. He'll take the 3. But this game, it's far from over.
And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Up from the secondary to make the tackle, Jalen Ramsey.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
From the 45 on second down, Darnold. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 49. And the Rams are going to get the football back as time will run out in this third quarter of play. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. On first down, Stafford here. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Stafford going to give this to Akers. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Throwing is Stafford. It's brought in by Harris. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the 4th quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
Stafford hooking up with Akers. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense, because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. That's out to the flat for Akers. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. The kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. Play action. Stafford sliding out of the pocket. And it's caught. Touchdown, Rams. Jameis Winston, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Rams are moving closer to a date now in the NFC Championship game as they're able to extend this 4th quarter lead. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. Stafford's going to try and throw for it. And he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their 4th quarter lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard. The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A big connection on that one. 32 yards. On 1st and 10, Darnold. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Darnold. And he's got the hook up to Moore. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. A shotgun snap for Darnold. Oh, he'll take a shot from McCaffrey downfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Fourth down, and for Darnold, it's desperation time. And he's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A big play that time through the air. 30 yards. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
He's going to drop this down to McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the 1st. Out of the pistol, McCaffrey. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Darnold. Touchdown! Tommy Tremble, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Panthers are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And the lead is trimmed down to 10.
Panthers 7. Zach Gonzalez set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. No return here for Calais, and this will be a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And now 1st downs are key. They want to keep that clock moving, up by 2 scores as they try to cement their place in the conference championship round in 1 week's time. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Stafford. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. It's C.J. Henderson picking it off. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
after the interception. Here's Darnold. He finds his man, complete. That's Moore. And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. A gain of 6 there on first.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Second down at 4.
Off of play action, Darnold. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, and a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. A diving catch for the score he laid out. That was special.
And you know the first thing they're going to check, right? Did he complete the process of the catch? All the way through, all the way to the ground. Ball doesn't hit the ground without control in his hands. All of that, yes. Check the box, touchdown.
Gonzalez good on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Take over at first and 10. At their own 25-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
And this has been a tight game to this point. Of course, they usually are at this juncture of the playoffs. But with the lead in the football, the clock right now their friend as they try to book their spot in the conference championship next Sunday.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
To gain 7. Brings up 2nd and 3. At the 32-yard line.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. They got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. So here we go, Charles, 3rd down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
And indeed, they will keep it on the ground. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. Darnold. Got a man right side. It's McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. Now Darnold. Flushed out right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts. as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Here's Darnold. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Darnold to throw. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages. Gonzalez now to add the extra point. And it would appear they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory.
Panthers 21, Rams 17.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Rams take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do, take the
pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. So they'll quickly now signal for the timeout. And it's definitely not looking good, but at least they'll have one final play to hope for that miracle and get him in the end zone. Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one